your seatbelts, that by the year 2020 will bring us almost to where Europe is today. Oh, thank you. All the other stuff, renewable portfolio mandates for every state, 23 of them already have, but it would be nice if they were a federal mandate, killed. Higher taxes for the oil companies, we could use the money for renewable power, killed. Because, you know that space called policy? You're not in it. Oh, no, no. You don't have a clue what's going on there. That's dominated by legacy industries and professional lobbyists. And that is why, friends, we don't have green policy in this country to this day. Despite all the hype, we have green politics. Green politics is that the Iowa folks are for ethanol, and the Illinois delegation is for coal, and the Michigan delegation's for assisted suicide. Don't touch the auto industry, okay? We have green politics in this country. We do not have green policy. And the first way, the only way you're going to get change at scale is when you unlock that policy. Another thing we obviously need is infrastructure. We need a whole new, when the IT revolution happened, you remember all you had to do was plug in, take out that phone thing and plug it into your computer. And suddenly you were part of the IT revolution. For the green revolution, you need a whole new infrastructure. Oh, it's great that there's solar energy in this spot and there's wind there. But you may have noticed the sun doesn't always shine, the wind doesn't always blow unless you have a national transmission grid that can get the solar and wind power when and where it blows to the places where it's needed. You have nothing. You have no scale. You have a nice little boutique industries. And right now, we got nice little boutique industries. Third thing we need is we need the infrastructure to make every individual not a PC, but what I call a PEC, a personal energy consumer. So everyone knows how much energy they're using. When we get our daughter's cell phone bill, we know every phone call she's made to her boyfriend, every single one, down to the last penny. When we get our energy bill, just one number, I have no idea whether it's my pool, my refrigerator, my toaster, my oven. You get a dumb bill. How can you begin to change at scale unless we are all PEC's personal energy consumers? Ditto for every CEO. Every CEO has to be a chief energy officer. Oh, we went through this during the IT revolution. The CEOs got it during the IT revolution. They said, somebody get me an IT guy. Somebody get me an IT gal, somebody who knows IT. They'll handle it. Then eventually the light went on that IT, information, had to go into everything you did, from human resources to manufacturing to inventory. Same with the E in CEO. Every CEO needs to be thinking about how that E goes into everything he or she manufactures. So those are the kinds of fundamental structural changes we need to get clean power at scale. And unless I'm missing something, none of it's happening. So you'll pardon me. You'll pardon me when I hear people say, we're in the midst of a green revolution. Oh, a green revolution. You ever study a revolution in history? You ever seen a revolution in history where nobody got hurt? That's the green revolution. In the green revolution, nobody gets hurt. We're all winners. We're all winners, yeah. Exxon's green. They give $100 million to Stanford. They also gave millions to crank scientists to confuse us about climate change, but they're green. GM's green. They put those little caps, you know, on the oil thing. Of course, they don't tell you that they cut a deal with Congress that allows them actually to put phony mileage numbers in terms of their compliance with mileage standards on a Suburban in return for putting a $45 chip into your car so it can take ethanol. But GM's green. Yeah, they're green. Dick Cheney's green. He's for alternative fuels. Yeah, he's for liquefied coal. Dick Cheney's green. We're all green now. Welcome to the green revolution where nobody gets hurt. Yeah. This isn't a green revolution, friends. This is a party. We're having a green party. It's a lot of fun. Oh, I got to tell you, I get a lot of fun, going around talking about it. But it's a party. My teacher and friend, Michael Sandel, says to me, Tom, you'll know when there's a green revolution, when you see real green politics. And real politics is competing interests, winners and losers. 20 years ago, 15 years ago, we all talked here about the IT revolution. Do you think that was pain-free? Ask the folks at Data General if the IT revolution was pain-free. Oh, everyone wasn't a winner in the IT revolution. There are a lot of old legacy industries that didn't get it, and they got steamrolled. And ladies and gentlemen, today, the old legacy industries, they control this story. They control that policy mechanism in Washington. They are tough, and they will fight dirty. They are not going anywhere. And that's why we're having a green party, not a green revolution. Do not kid yourself for 1 second. Let me simply end by saying this, that the hallmark of companies and countries that thrive throughout changes is that they reinvent themselves. We reinvented ourselves from a continental industrial power in the 19th century to a global industrial power in the 20th century. We need to now reinvent ourselves as a global clean power in the 21st century. Because I have this intuition, it's just an intuition, that we're not post-something anymore. We're not post-Cold War. We're not post-Cold War. We're pre-something right now. We are pre-something. And what we're pre is the climate era. I don't even know what that means, okay? But I have an intuition, if we don't reinvent ourselves, it's going to mean something really harsh. That we will not have a free world if over time we don't have a carbon-free world. The choices that our kids will have will be so much more constricted that we will not have a free world if we don't have a carbon-free world. But here's the really hard thing. The really hard thing is that most political issues, you get change when people like you all, me, go into the streets, write articles, hang placards, protest. Politicians see them, hear them, change laws. The problem with this green story is the people most affected haven't been born yet. The people most aggrieved, who will be aggrieved, have not been born yet. And that means we have this really unusual challenge of stewardship. We have to act at scale with real sacrifice, real taxes, real things that produce a revolution, not a party. And we have to do it to prevent a gas that you cannot see, smell, or touch on behalf of a generation that has not been born yet. It will be, if we do it, the greatest act of stewardship in our history. Our parents did that for us in World War II. That's why we called them the greatest generation. Our children will only call us the greatest generation if we are really, truly the greenest generation. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.